might be able to save your whole household by continuing in this work. So we'll keep that in mind. You know, if you love your family, use that as motivation to go harder in this truth, man. Whatever you need to push harder for Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai, motivate yourself. You know, whatever you desire, use it and apply it to the word, man. Because Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai said he will give you your desires, man, as long as you do his will.
I'll say something right quick. Hey, read that part again about the swords. Read that part again. You read about the swords.
It says, verse 13. It said, therefore said I in the lower places behind the wall and on the higher places, I even set the people after their families and their swords, their spears and their bows.
Next verse.
It said, and I looked, it's verse 14, it said, and I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, be not afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is a great and terrible, and fight for your brother.
That's what the Lord is telling us to do now. The Lord is giving us weapons again to go out here and fight so he can build this house of Israel back up again. Because he's giving us what? Our armor. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai. See what I'm saying? He gave us weapons to go out here and fight, and the Lord told us not to be afraid of these people. See what I'm saying? Make our face hard against theirs. So that's what we ought to be out here doing, is fighting against all these 2/3 and these heathens out here that's trying to stop us from building this wall. The Lord gave us the weapons of war to fight with. All we got to do is go out here and fight.
Because everybody had their set portion. When you read Ezra and Nehemiah, you know, when you read the book of Nehemiah, this group of family built this part of the wall. This group built this part, and this group, because we work as a body, man. We all got a lot in the portion of fulfilling this thing, you know. So let's work as a team, jointly, because there's only one doctrine, man.
That's right.
You know, but only the elect gonna hear these words, because this message is only to the elect, you know.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, verse 15.
Nehemiah 4 and 15. It said, and it came to pass when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and the Most High had brought their counsel to naught, that we returned all of us to the wall, everyone unto his work. So
they didn't hinder it. Why? Because the Lord revealed it. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And they continue to do the work, man. The Lord gonna bring all your counsels to naught, as is already happening, man. Isaiah 47 says, seek to your charmers, your counselors, your monthly prognosticators, man, and see if they'll be able to deliver you. All your counsel, all your witchcrafts is coming to naught, man. Go ahead.
I got a precept to back you up. It's Acts 5 and 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
Hey, that was in the lesson. That was beautiful, man. You know, because if it be of men, it will come to naught. Can you read the next verse?
Good. But if it be of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against the power.
Right. And that's why Yahweh Shai told Paul what? Why ye kick against the pricks, man?
Right.
Why you going against the grain? Hey, but 2/3 of you niggas, hey, we just read it in Jeremiah 13. Can the Ethiopian change his spots? You know? That's why in Revelation it said, let the wicked be wicked still, and let the righteous be righteous still, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is verse 16. It said, and it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spear and the shield and the bows and the Hebrians, and the rulers were behind all the house of Judah. It said, they which rebuild on the wall, and they that bear burdens with those that laid it, everyone with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon.
So they built it, and on the other hand they had a weapon. They was girded. Go ahead, bro.
It said, for the builders, everyone had his sword girded by his side, and so building. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me.
Exactly, man. Hey, and that's symbolic today as all doing the work. Isaiah 58, we sounded the trumpet, man. You know? And it said they had their swords girded by their side, man, while they did the work. Can you hit that Hebrews 4:12, brother, Baba Shah?
4:12. It says, for the word of the power is quick, powerful, sharper than a two-edged sword.
And sharper than a two-edged sword. Go ahead.
Piercing, even dividing asunder of the soul and the spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yep. The thoughts and intents of the heart, man. So this word is our weapon. This is Ephesians, the 6th chapter, the 13th verse. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Standing firm, man, being girded, right? Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the perspiration of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. They all their counsels coming to dark. You ain't gonna prevail. You know they can't prevail. Yep. Verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the word of the Spirit, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, which is these scriptures, man. So this is our sword that's girt about us, man, while we build it. You know? We're gonna jump from there to 6, jump over to chapter 6, and start at 10.
The Lord gave us, he said, the shield of faith. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes faith to believe that you can block all that bullshit out here in the world from entering into your body, from piercing your skin, you know what I'm saying, wounding your spirit. See what I'm saying? With these other folks out here and they false philosophies, false doctrine and stuff like that, man. You know? Like I said, the Lord gives us weapons to fight with in this war, man. To keep building this wall, though. And when the Lord come back and destroy this kingdom and set up the kingdom of heaven, that wall is going to be built, man. Go ahead, bro.
Nehemiah 6 and 10. It said, afterward I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, and the son of Mahitabiel, who was shut up, and said, let us meet together in the house of thy power, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay thee, yea, in the night will they come to slay thee.
Right, so this Israelite, knowing he's a Jake, because it says he was telling him to hide in the temple. So he's sitting there telling him, like, come hide and do this and that. When you start to read up, they sent letters and lied and said that Nehemiah was planning on doing a revolt, that he was planning on calling himself king and rebelling against the king of Persia, which was all lies, you know? Because, hey, these guys got to come bearing false witness, man. The same thing they did to Yahushua, the same thing they did back then, that's what they because they can't prevail against the spirit, man.
That's right.
You know? So they came bearing false witness against Nehemiah, you know, saying that he was gonna make himself king. So this guy comes was like, yeah, well, maybe you should hide yourself in the, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's verse 11. It said, and I said, should such a man as I flee? And who is there that, being as I am, will go up into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceive that the Most High had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me, for Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him.
Exactly, man. Because if he ran in that temple, it'd act like it'd have shown that he had something to hide, like he was really doing something, man.
Right.
And then they would have incriminated him. Like, oh, so if you're not doing it, why you going hide yourself?
That's right.
You know. So they hired this Israelite to come give him some bullshit, some falseness. Go ahead.
It said, therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid, and do so, and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me.
See? Go ahead.
It said, my power, think upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to their works, and on the prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets that will have put me in fear.
Right, and he called them prophets. So we know he's talking about you fucking false prophets.
Right.
As a matter of fact, this is Jeremiah 28. This is Jeremiah 28 in the last verse.
I get it.
No, I got it, bro. I'm there. This is Jeremiah 28 in 15. It says, Then said the prophet Jeremiah unto Hananiah the prophet. Notice it's called Hananiah prophet, right? Hear now, Hananiah, Yahweh hath not sent thee, but thou makest this people to trust in a lie. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, Behold, I will cast thee from off the face of the earth. This year thou hast taught, thou shalt die, because thou hast taught rebellion against Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua, man. So he was a false prophet, man. Like these false prophets tried to persuade Nehemiah. Go ahead, brother.
Just like these false prophets trying to persuade men of the Lord today.
I didn't see him at all.
I got it.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, you get pick verse 15. Hey, shalom, man. I'm there. You ain't gotta get back. Yeah, I think you're on 15 now.
This is Nehemiah 4:15. It said, And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and our power had brought their counsel to naught, that we returned as of us to the wall, everyone unto his work. And it came to pass from that time forth.
Where we at? No, we in chapter 6 and 15.
Not
It's all good.
back to the Lord. 6 and 15. That's what it is. Nehemiah 6 and 15. And so the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were brought about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes.
Yep.
For they perceived that this work was wrought of our power.
And that's what's gonna happen, man. Once this building is done, they're gonna be cast down in their own eyes, man, because they gonna see and know. According to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. This was he whom we had in derision. How is he numbered amongst the sons of the power? You know? Go ahead, though.
It says, this is verse 17. It said, Moreover, in those days that the nobles of Judah sent many letters unto Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came unto them. For there were many in Judah sworn unto him.
There were many that were sworn unto him. They was in legion with this devil who was hindering our building, man. Just like you got guys today. Go ahead, bro.
It said, because he was the son of the law of Shechaniah, the son of Ara, and the son of Jonathan, had taken the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my word to him. And Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear.
Right. You know, they sent letters into him. You know what I'm saying? They said that they told him Nehemiah's words, man. Just like these whole ass niggas, man. These traitors. Like you see all throughout the book of Maccabees. You know? From there we get 13 and 3.
And you know, the scriptures say the things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. Just like it was traitors in those days, they're going to be here now. That's why the scriptures warns us, say, trust ye not in any brother, for he will utterly supplant, man. You know? Because just like it was back then, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. You got to deal with the same things today.
That's right.
The scriptures say what? Because iniquity abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Right? And not only among the wicked, you know what I'm saying, but among so-called brothers, man. Because they don't see these prophecies coming to pass as fast as they see fit, then they waxing cold, man. They get bitter in their spirit, man. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, come.
It's Nehemiah 13 and 3. It said, Now it came to pass when they had heard the law they had separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. And before this, Elishib, the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our power, was allied unto Tobiah.
So one of the priests, he's supposed to be in the service of the Lord. He was allied to this heathen, man. You know? So it always goes back to these guys having these spirits of the heathens upon them, man. Sorry.
No, it's
No, because we call it to build. And we call it to build a certain way. We just read. You know? Take heed how you build thereon. You know? There was guys that was building before us, so we ought to mimic how they build it. We see how they working, hey, we work the same way. You know? Brothers holding any more precepts? So that's all I had on the list. Hey, Lord willing, we hope this was edifying. You know, until next time, we give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity, who's rightly dividing the word of truth directly and correctly, man. Hey, and who's building, who's continuing to build as we've been taught to, you know. Shalom to you brothers and you few sisters that watch.
Shalom.
Shalom.